Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business here. You know, there's an old saying that misery likes company or loves company. Misery, Eagles fans, come join us on the sofa. Your season has ended just like ours did, literally in the last 2 minutes of the game. For us, it was we couldn't convert on fourth down. For you, Jeffries dropped a pass that turned into an interception. So, your Super Bowl reign is over. Our Super Bowl dream, it's dead. And we're left here trying to figure out what's next. What's interesting is Jerry Jones left the game without saying a word. Jerry Jones being left speechless makes you say, oh crap. Somebody getting fired. Because Jerry ain't happy. And if Jerry ain't happy, ain't nobody in Dallas happy. You might remember back when we lost to the Washington Redskins. Jerry Jones left FedEx Field without saying a word. Then a couple of days, Paul Alexander, the offensive line coach, was fired. Paul Alexander was famous for saying that he has a test for offensive linemen. It's an intelligence test. If they know to turn the bottle on the side and tap with one finger the 57 and the ketchup comes out, they're smart enough to be NFL offensive linemen. Not realizing that most ketchup bottles are now squeeze bottles. You do know that, right, Paul? That move was kind of shadowed by Amari Cooper coming. But that move was just as big because we went from being a zone blocking scheme, which literally messed up our offensive line. Zone blocking is generally when you have smaller offensive linemen, you're blocking in a set area as opposed to having guys that are like road graders like we have that maul people. But that move ended up helping to get this offensive line back on track and getting the season help safe. We still had a lot of injuries where guys were coming in and out and so on, which still made it hard, but it was serviceable. And you saw Amari Cooper get signed, which also threw a lifeline to Jason Garrett and helped change the complexion of the team. So yesterday after we lost, Jerry Jones left without saying a word. Didn't say, you know what, we got a playoff win last week. We're doing pretty good. You know, we got a young team here and a great staff, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Our future is bright. And have you taken a look at my yacht out there? Man, that thing is just big. It's like the state of Texas. No, he didn't say any of that. He didn't say, man, we were so close. God, we'll be back next year. He said nada, nothing, zero, zilch, zingo. So when we look at this offense and we think about that fourth down that we have run, it seems like the exact same play every single time. Everybody in the world knew what we were running. We have decent games, and then we followed up with going back in a shell. You got a quarterback like Dak Prescott who can run the football and can take a hit, but we don't run him. You got a quarterback who can get outside the pocket and is much better than in the pocket, yet we do 7-step dropbacks when your offensive line is in flux, getting your quarterback killed. You look at this offense that's antiquated when you have guys like McVay or Sean Payton that are innovators, that are taking risks, that are putting their players in position. So you have to wonder, is Scott Linehan a dead man walking? And it's just a matter of Jerry Jones finally bringing him into the office and saying, you're fired. Because this is the amazing thing that I start thinking about. A lot of you want to say, well, your quarterback sucks. We can't win with that quarterback. You know, with Tony Romo, we said, hey, don't have the defense. Well, yesterday we didn't have the defense, but we've had a defense that's kept us in a lot of games. But here's an interesting thing. I was actually going to save this for another video, and I probably will use it later on. But according to Marcus Masher, the last 15 games of Dak Prescott's season, We know he started off terrible because we got a whole bunch of new people. They didn't play people in preseason. I think Dak only had 3 series, which was another one of those things you say, what the hell are you thinking? You have all new personnel, and you're not even playing them in preseason. Another, notch that you got to look at with Scott Linehan. But Dak over the last 15 games of the season, including the 2 playoff games, 68% completion rate, 3,879 yards. You surprised? It's quite a bit of yards. 7.7 yards per attempt. That's identical to what, no, excuse me, that's 1/10 of a yard more than Ben Roethlisberger completed this year. Just saying. 22 passing TDs to only 7 interceptions. That's 3-1. QBR of 100. 252 yards rushing with 8 TDs. So right there in 15 games, that's 30 touchdowns. Add to that you have Zeke Elliott, who is a 2-time out of the last 3-year rushing champ. You put those 2 things together, you got enough offense to win if you use it correctly. And if the Cowboys are to have more than just making the playoffs and maybe a game win aspirations, you've got to be able to compete with guys like Sean Payton and Scott McVay. Guys that are innovators, guys that are taking risks, guys that are getting their offense flying. Because here's the thing. When this offense this year, this is the first time this year that we have not won scoring 20 or more points. We're 10-1. Let me say it again. We're 10-1 when we scored 20 or more points this year. So clearly, you've got to step up on offense, and you need somebody who can lead it. So I ask, Jerry, what you waiting on? I'm Mark Holmes with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back doing our live stream tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Just like always, we're not going anywhere. In fact, we're going to start our new segment with this one right here, Fixing the Boys. Because we got to figure out how to fix this stuff, because I'm tired at the end of every year feeling depressed because the Dallas Cowboys have failed again. We got to get this stuff right. And I don't know if it'll do any good for us to discuss what the problems and what we see as things they need to do to fix it. But you just never know. Maybe Jerry Jones will see it and like what we're saying and take it to heart. I'm Mark Holmes with Cowboy Joe Boo, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Well, actually, I'll see you tomorrow morning. But don't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. I think I'm going to go to bed early tonight so I can sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. But I'll be here first thing in the morning, having my coffee, and bring it to you. And I'll see you soon.